What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Juices Loose podcast number 61, and the podcast that is first and foremost about gaming with a heavy emphasis on having fun. I've changed the wording of that. I've been thinking about that for a while now. We're definitely first and foremost about talking about games on the podcast, but we always try to have fun. This week it's going to be a little bit different. Only have one guest with me. Had some last minute dropouts. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll get going with the podcast.
What is up, guys? It's Weird 360 with me, Robert, and we're gonna do this awesomely.
And this is definitely going to be the most immature podcast because just with Robert and me, the two, we don't have the two father-like figures of Mizity and Terrell. And all those people tuning in, hoping Shelfie was going to be back. Sorry to burst your bubble, but she had to work. So, send her messages on Twitter and whatever with your disappointment, because it's not my fault. I tried.
You got to get that money. You got to get paid.
It's all her fault if no one watches this podcast. So, all right, let's get started. We got a few topics. One, I'm going to change the title once this uploads. We're not going to talk about franchises that we've missed since it's just me and Robert. The conversation's not going to be as engaging. Since I'm sure you've played a lot of games, but I'm sure you've missed a lot too. So
yeah, I have.
But before we get any further, have you picked up any new games in the last week or since the last podcast, or playing anything new?
No. I mean, I've been trying to save my money since I've been getting less work days. So I've just been saving up for the games this week on Friday with Chibi Robo and Uncharted. And then after that, there's other games, but mostly no, that's it. I just been playing Super Mario Maker still.
Yeah, we did play. We played Smash.
Oh yeah,
Saturday night for a couple hours and had a blast. So
and that was hilarious. I was dying.
You, Terrell, and Derek Steel Fox had a Google Hangout going because we like voice chat. Exposed.
Oh,
we were doing voice chat, but it's so much better quality on Google, even over the Xbox Live cross game chat. I mean, it's just Google Hangouts is so good for that. But we were laughing our asses off and had a good time. That's the first time I played Smash in like a month, so
really
that was cool. But I picked up Freedom Planet on the eShop and been enjoying it. Sonic's never been my favorite franchise. I think it's one of the most overrated game series of all time. I never really cared for it that much, but Lost Planet's a very good rendition of Sonic like gameplay. I like that you don't have the rings and you lose them when you get hit. But I do like Freedom Planet. I like the art style, like the old pixel 16-bit look. With it's in widescreen and stuff, and it actually has slowdown. I don't know if they did that intentionally just to make it feel like it when you like kill a boss or something. It like blows up and it's like slow down during the gameplay. It doesn't do it, so I think they're just doing it for kind of nostalgia effect. But cool game, definitely worth like the $12. I got the discount because I downloaded the demo during E3, and it's another good indie game, and I'm happy to have it. Really looking forward to Typo Man and Fast Racing Neo, though, a lot more than I was Freedom Planet, but still a good game. And other than that, just Mario Maker and Smash. So let me ask you, I've been checking Miiverse on my phone a lot, ever since I got the game, and it seemed like, I was getting 15 to 20 notifications a day after Mario Maker came out with people commenting on my level, liking my, the posts. And for me, that's almost completely dropped off. Like I got 2 today because I uploaded a new level last night, but it seems to be that community's already kind of losing steam. I wondered if you were feeling that at all.
Yeah, I mean, you look at I could definitely tell like by like people uploading their codes and all that stuff, it's getting less and less frequent, which is not a bad thing because that can also make room for more better levels that pop out that people that stay dedicated to the platform for years, and that's why I definitely do agree that it is dropping off pretty quickly, and I thought it was actually quicker than I thought actually.
Yeah, because I thought that the game would sell consistently from now until Christmas. And, we it already hit over 1 million worldwide, but I was just surprised at kind of how quickly. It's almost been a month. I mean, it's been 3 weeks, going
Yeah.
on the fourth, the full month. But I'm still chugging along. I just made my 10th level, and I got about 70 some hours into the game, and I'm still liking it. It's I take a break. I made spent a lot of time on a couple levels, and then I just kind of took a break at making levels and been playing levels. Now getting back into making levels, that's what really sucks your time in. That's what really
Oh yeah.
draws me in. But I noticed Red Knight, he made like 3 levels right away and then nothing. Mizza T, he's still working on a level. I don't know if he'll ever upload that. So it's like someone says, "Hey, Terminator Juice, play my level." I always try to play it the same day, if not the next day, and I've been finding some really great levels out there. So hopefully people don't just like give up on it. It wasn't to me. It wasn't a fad. Like I still think it's the best use of the gamepad and overall best game on the Wii U. The best reason to buy a Wii U for people who haven't. It's not for everybody if you don't like platformers and stuff. But for me, it's just like it's the perfect game. I love it. So
I
um,
agree.
it's kind of a bummer that it's already kind of losing some steam with the community, but we'll see. And then I want to talk about I finally beat your really difficult level, and
Yeah.
I don't know how many tries did it because
It was at
I know I put close to 60 in.
yeah, it's at a pretty high number. I forget because I uploaded like 28 stages, so it comes to the point where I would have to check every single stage every single day, and it's
I
like
think it's definitely under 1%
it
clear
is.
rate.
Yeah, it is under 1% though.
So what I wanted to talk to you about is like when I see under 1%, I'm not going to play someone's level. Like if I see one complete out of 130 tries, I'm not going to play that level because to me that's a bad level. That's cheap level, not well thought, not well designed. But if it's like 4 or 5, 4 or 5% at the lowest to like 10, like that's for me that's the sweet spot because that's a level that's obviously people can beat it, and it's challenging. So when I see like 8%, I'm like, perfect. I'm clicking on this level, and I usually can beat that level in under 10 tries because 10% means that it takes the average person 10 tries. Like they died 9 times, they
Yeah.
beat it on the 10th, so that would be 10%. So to me, that's a pretty fairly medium to medium hard level. If someone can beat it in 10 tries, that's not that hard.
Yeah.
5% is 20 tries. So to me, between 5 and 10% is like perfect difficulty to challenge me and still be doable. So have you noticed like for you like a sweet spot for the difficulty for the clear rate?
Yeah, I guess it's the same around yours, but I've been playing a lot of 100 Mario Challenge that I don't really click on people's levels, where to the point it just randomly gives you levels, so I don't actually know the clear rate for a bunch of them.
Okay.
But sometimes I go back and I check them, and like if there's like a level that took me like again like maybe 10 tries, I see it's maybe at like 5% or whatever. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I can understand that. So that's where I'm at personally.
Yeah, because
Definitely.
Meza T made a comment because he finally got around to trying my 7 rooms level, which has like a 4.9 or 5% clear rate. And he's almost he's probably more of a what's the word I'm looking for? Where he just likes the true Mario experience.
Yeah,
A
like
purist. He's more of a
yeah,
purist, I think, even than me because I don't like to take elements that don't belong in a level. Like I did a castle level. I'm not going to throw in bloopers and cheaps and things that don't belong. Koopalings. I don't. I just
yeah, I
try
don't
to.
like to do that either.
I'm a purist. I can't help it. But he gave up on my level. He said he died a few times, and he was on the 5th room. A bullet bill killed him, and I'm just like, that bullet bill. Like if you just drop down from the pipe and know where to go, it won't even be an issue. You won't even see it.
Yeah.
But the first time people play that, each room, they got to figure out where the path or what the solution is. And he's like, no power-ups. And I'm like, there's power-ups in almost every room. You just got to find them. Some of them are hidden, but a lot of them aren't. And for him, that was not fun, which is fine. I'm not, I don't have fun with every level either. But for me, my intention was to I did the ghost theme, like a ghost house feeling, with almost the mystery box challenge from 3D World, where you had like each room had like a separate challenge. But for him, that didn't appeal to him, and he gave up on it. And that was kind of like when he said, 5%, he was making it out like that's impossible. But that's where all this came from. I'm just like, that to me, five, like I said, 5 to 10% is like a level that's challenging but doable. And I'm actually happy that level has a 5%, because if it had like 15 or 20%, then my week's worth of work would have been kind of for nothing, because if it wasn't challenging people, I specifically made that level to challenge people and make them have to think and use their skills. But honestly, the only room out of those 7 I made that I thought, okay, people are going to die in this level, was the 4th room with the ghosts. I had like circling a ring of two ring of ghosts, and then like a bunch of other ones. And like everything else, I just thought, okay, I want them to have to figure out how to get through this, instead of just dodging enemies and going left or right. I kind of tried to do something different. But anyway, that's what got me thinking about the clear rate and the difficulty. But it also, if someone doesn't like your level, then you got to just get over it, because I've had people ask me to play their levels. I don't know if you've gotten this, and they want your feedback.
Oh yeah, I have on my streams.
Yeah, so Ian, aka Ibsters, here on Google, he's made it a couple levels, and they're really, really difficult, hard to figure out what to do. And he asked for my feedback because he wasn't getting any stars and people weren't beating these levels. And I just was honest with him. I said, hey, your level, it's confusing. The objective, I didn't say this on air, I don't think. I told you before, but like, you had to run fully into a turtle shell to hit it in order for it to clear this gap and go the way it needs to go. If you just jumped on it and did the normal kick, the turtle shell, it would hit the block and fall down. And you had to like get a running start, and you had this little tight spot to do it, and it was almost impossible. But to him, he didn't realize that, because he knew which way he needed to hit it for it to work. And I tried to say, hey, it's too specific. No one's going to figure this out. And, try making it a little bit easier. And he kind of got mad, saying he wasn't going to make it, tell everybody, hey, this is what you got to do, make it clear as day. I'm like, well, you don't have to make it that obvious, but you got to make it work. Like I said, you don't have to run to a shell to hit it in order for it to go where you need it to go. Like, you need to make your level work. So if someone like me just jumps on the shell and kicks over, it will make the gap and go where it needs to go. So just little things like that some people don't take criticism or constructive criticism well. And you just got to learn to deal with it. And I know some people have given up on making levels because of that. So I think, if you're listening, Ian, I gave you some good advice. Make a level, take some of your really creative ideas, but put one of those in just a more straightforward level. So they only have one tough thing or one really clever thing to have to figure out. But the rest of the level plays like a normal Mario level, instead of the whole level being all these intricate, tricky little sections. People just give up. They're not going to play it. So that's just a word of advice. Little Cray to the Bone, I see he posted a comment or question. I mentioned this before. He made a level entitled let's get this to a 75% clear rate, and then he made a ridiculously hard level. And to him, he didn't think it was hard. And I'm like, it's under I think that's under 5% clear rate. Like, it's a really tricky level. So I just think people need to realize that the levels they're they're not as easy for people, especially when when you're creating a level, you create a little section and you play that section. Okay, I can get past that. And then you make another section. Okay, I can get past that. But when you group them together, like your Bowser Jr. speedy run level,
Yeah.
like we were talking about this during when we were doing the chat playing Smash. So basically, you had a scrolling stage that had some really tricky parts. Then you go down a pipe, and then the scrolling speed triples to the full speed, and you have a jump that's literally you made the gap the farthest a gap could be with, and Mario could still make it. Like it's the absolute farthest gap you can make, and have him be able to jump and do the spin jump in the air to make it. So when you were playing that, what were you thinking there?
I don't know. I always when it came to that, I kind of, since I knew it was scrolling fast, I'm like, all right, well they'll see it, I think. So I'm gonna put the block as far as I can and make it where you have to spin. And I always do that because I know a lot of people don't know how to spin in New Super Mario Brothers U. So I do that intentionally because I do a lot of spin jump ones. So that's why.
But that even with the spin, it was max. Like I bet I died in that spot 20 times, and that's not including downloading your level and practicing that spot over and over. Like that was when the final run, when I'm trying to get through, I finally get to that halfway point. All right, let's go. And then I miss that jump probably maybe 15 times max. And then just in the practice, when I was practicing that spot, I'd die, then I would just back it up to the pipe. And I bet I spent 20 to 30 tries getting that down to figure out where to jump. So like I was telling you,
Yeah.
you don't want to have somebody get through a really hard first half of your level and reward them with a nearly impossible jump. That like like I was telling Ian their advice, that's my advice to you, is you got to reward people for getting further in the level. Give them a power up, give them a jump they can make, because the later parts seem like they'd be harder, but actually that first jump was the hardest part of that whole thing. And it's like, so then you have to redo the whole scrolling stage before, which is slow scrolling. So then you have to go through that every time.
Oh yeah, that was painful for me because I had to actually finish the level, and
So
I had to keep going through, like, it's like 30 seconds just to get through that first section. It's like, oh come on, go fast.
you got to think about, all right, especially my 7 rooms level. I had to think, okay, I want the first time they play this, I want them to have to figure out what to do. But once they do and they die and they got to come back through this way, I want it to be easily and quickly be able to get through this room once they know the solution.
Mm-hmm.
And the only room I didn't do that for was number 4, because that one was the room I wanted people to not have to test their skills and not die. All the other rooms I tried to make, the best I could. Like M. Night Shyamalan tried to do, he made a movie that while you watch it the first time, you're like, what the hell? And it was great. And then when you watch it the second time, knowing the ending, it was still great. And it was even better because of certain things you caught. And I tried to make a room, not quite to that level, but I wanted my level. Okay, the first time I play it, I got to figure out what to do. The second time, I know what to do, but it's still fun doing this. It's not going to be tedious and time consuming every time. So I tried to make, for those repeat players that are trying to get through the level, that the first few rooms would eventually they'd be able to just blow through them in seconds. Like the first room, once you know the solution, you should be able to get through it in about 5 seconds. So anyway,
So wait, M. Night Shyamalan inspired 7 rooms?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh man.
I'm just saying, once you watch the Sixth Sense, which I've been recommending to you,
I gotta watch it. I still
it
gotta
was
watch
so
it.
well crafted that the first time viewer watching it has no idea what's going on, enjoys it and thinks it's great, and then when you rewatch it again, knowing the ending, and you catch all these little things that were shown to you that you didn't catch because you didn't know, and it was almost a better movie knowing the twist, and it was incredible. So anyway, let's move on. And Retro Death said that this is kind of related to what we were just talking about. He said he's already gotten bored with Mario Maker. He can't upload any more levels because Because I need stars, and that's
Oh,
the tough thing. Like if you don't have a YouTube channel or a good following on Google, I mean Retro Death does have a YouTube channel and stuff, but you gotta like really push people to play your levels. I was promoting the hell out of my levels all the time, asking people to play, and then once you get enough stars in your levels, they eventually they get thrown into the rotation of 100 Mario Challenge because I get all
yeah.
kinds of people playing my levels. So that's why I started making some easy levels so that they would hopefully pop up in the easy 100 Mario Challenge. Um, but I don't think it sucks if you're already bored with it, and it would suck if you uploaded 10 levels and no one and you're not getting enough stars to get.
Yeah, that would
What
suck.
do you need, 50?
50, yeah, just 50.
I mean, I don't know. In that situation, that could probably kill it for me too, but I'm lucky enough to have, really awesome followers and subscribers who've, got me up to 50 pretty quick, and then like I said, I get random people playing them all the time. So I don't know what the solution would be other than to just constantly bug people to play a level, or try to make a level that's easy enough that it's going to get a good clear rate. But yeah, I don't know. That would suck, I guess. If I didn't have people playing and starring my levels, I probably would lose interest in it pretty quick, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can say is like take out a level. I know that sucks to do, but take out a level and put an easy level in there and be like, hey, play this. You might like it, and it's easier and more clear rate, more stars. I
Yeah,
don't know.
he
That's the
made good
issue.
levels though. I played his levels; they're really good. So
Yeah.
I don't know, honestly, there, man. I don't know. I don't know.
Sometimes people just play them and that's it. And I'm one of those people that do it because I play the 100 Mario Challenge. I don't really star a lot of levels because I always forget to click the star level. I click next to
I'll star
continue
the
on.
level if it's good every
Yeah, I mean,
time.
no, yeah, I mean, there's good levels. I'm like, oh man, I gotta star this, and all of a sudden, I click next, and I'm like, damn it.
See, I don't have ADD, so I always give them a star if it's good. I don't star automatic levels, even though I know they take a lot of time and are. I just hate them. I don't get them out of that game. I don't want. I hate automatic
And
levels
so
with a
you hate
passion.
me. You hate me.
I haven't played year one. I don't. I won't bother. It's probably fun to create them because I've seen one where I
They are.
can't. I
They're
don't know
pretty
how
fun.
the dude got the timing down with a cannon shooting a beetle shell that landed on Mario's head. I don't know how you get that down because the cannons can only be positioned every section that you create. Like, what is it,
Well,
one
that's
or
how
two
I did it.
squares?
I did it where the guy Mario was the guy. Mario was all the way at the top. He gets bounced all the way back down to the beginning and gets hit again by a bouncing trampoline and keeps going. Like, I mean, I timed it super perfectly, but that one part was not intentional and it just happened. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So
Yeah,
I kept doing it
because
like that.
then the cannons don't fire. Um, they don't fire until you get into a certain view of them, and then
Range.
they shoot. I don't know how they did that, but anyway, um,
The only
I don't
problem
like
is that
automatic
like
levels.
the star I don't know if you see, but the star rankings, like all of them are either don't moves or songs, and that's it. It's like, come on. It's like, where's everything else? I don't know.
But yeah,
But
Retro Duff did say he's up to 130 stars, so he's almost up to. You need 20 more, and you get you can get another 10 levels you can upload, and
oh, oh
you
wait,
can
but
delete levels that aren't getting. Even if they have stars, they won't take your stars away, is what I've heard.
also he uploaded 20 levels.
Hmm.
Okay, all right.
And he does. He said Yoshi's Woolly World is far superior platformer, which he has because he lives over in Europe and's been out since for like 3 months.
See, you're just lucky.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
unfair.
I think I like a good focused platforming game. I like having the overworld and all that. But I'm really enjoying playing people's levels in Mario Maker too. But it'd be nice to play some expertly crafted levels, and so I'm definitely
Hey,
excited for.
you just gotta play all of mine. I'm just, I'm just
So let's move on to kind of the main topic since we kind of changed this up a little bit. But I've been watching a lot of TV shows and seeing a lot of commercials for PlayStation 4 games lately. And the one I see all the time is the stupid Destiny and the Taken King commercial. It's a live action, decent prop, I guess, like background, and the costumes decent looking. Then they paid to have Led Zeppelin song play, and it's just to the point. I don't know. Maybe I'm old school, Robert's new school, so maybe we'll have completely opposite opinions. But when I see a commercial that's a live action featuring a a song that has absolutely nothing to do with the game, the genre wouldn't fit in the game world itself, that's automatically a no buy. Even if I was kind of interested in a game, that makes it a no buy for me. That's an absolute just destroyer of hype for me. That actually it pisses me off, and I mute it now, or I turn the station. I can't watch that freaking commercial. It's so annoying to me. Has nothing to do with the game. Are they afraid to show gameplay? Supposedly, Bungie's known for epic soundtracks and epic music. Why don't you have music from the game in the commercial? Why am I listening to Led Zeppelin? I've heard that song a million times. I don't want to hear it again. So how do you feel when a commercial does that?
Well, I definitely agree that it's stupid. Like I know they have, yearly they have that Call of Duty live action. They always have that, and those are fine. They're kind of entertaining to see. They make it funny. They make it funny, but like I was about to say the Halo, the Destiny ones, they always have it where like you said, the Led Zeppelin. It's like, come on, you could pick a song from your soundtrack, your actual soundtrack, and do something. Just like imagine Smash Brothers didn't have the theme song in the commercial and had like some random, I don't know, any song in this other world.
Have Taylor Swift song.
yeah, a Taylor Swift song, or like one of those like really weird songs. Like I don't know, it just wouldn't make sense.
It's like
like a Smash Brothers, and they said, "I'm gonna smash you."
It's like the Gears of War that has that really terrible like piano.
Oh yeah.
They did that for the original. They did it for the remaster. That was like so stupid. But at least I think that showed some actual in-game cutscenes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So that commercial sucks. Halo 5 had a world premiere commercial during Fear the Walking Dead or something like that, and it was a live action. Like
it's stupid.
It actually fit like with the story, but it was all live action. They didn't show a damn bit of gameplay or a damn bit of in-game footage.
And that's what I mean by it's stupid. Like, why can't they show gameplay? I mean, the game comes out this month in a couple of weeks. Like, just show more multiplayer and stuff like that.
The people they're advertising to are these people that they need to trick into thinking a game looks even better than the visuals that it probably it already looks good, but
yeah.
You were, let's see, 1996, I think.
I was not alive.
You were not born.
I was in the womb.
It might have been 97. I don't even think you're in the womb yet, dude. You don't have a 3 year. You're not in the womb for 3 years.
I was still a sperm.
Sony PlayStation comes out, and Final Fantasy VII. All right. I don't know if you've seen the trailer. I'm sure you've heard about it.
I think I've seen it like a couple times.
They show CGI cutscenes in the trailer. Okay, and it's for its time, state of the art, like CGI, like not quite Toy Story level, but really well done CGI. And that the commercial, all they did was show those cutscenes. I know multiple people in the real world like that I talked to, guys I worked with, friends of mine over the years, who bought PlayStations and that game thinking that those were the in-game graphics, thinking that like they're barely even that good now. Like, and Sony and Square made so much money off that game, and RPG fans said it loved the game. It was a really well-made game. They didn't let people know it was our role-playing game, turn-based combat. They showed all these epic battle scenes and these CG cutscenes, and tricked a bunch of people into buying that game. And they're still doing it, and it must work because
it does. I mean, in all honesty, like in all reality, what makes the money? Whatever makes the money. But like, I think that maybe Nintendo, like you keep saying for Xenoblade, maybe they should adopt that.
I think they should show in game, but make it look like Grand Theft Auto and trick people.
Yeah.
Like I've been saying that since they first showed that footage of New Los Angeles. Like trick people because that's the only thing that works on these idiots. That these casuals, these guys that only like I know multiple people too. Like I know a PlayStation guy and a guy that bought a 360 for Call of Duty. He only knows when games come out when he sees the TV commercials. That's the only time. He's
Wow.
never ever seen anything online. He doesn't go to YouTube. He doesn't click on YouTube trailers or anything. Just if it's on a TV commercial, oh, have you seen any? Have you heard of that Destiny? Like that's the only way he knows the game. These guys know. There's two guys. They only know the game exists is when they see the TV ads. So
That's crazy.
Nintendo doesn't promote a lot of their games on these stations that these guys watch. So that's why a lot of people don't even know about Nintendo games. Eventually, I finally seen Mario Maker on some pretty like on USA and FX, and seeing Nintendo branch out there. But so for me, full live action is the absolute worst for a video game trailer. Then the next thing would be like live action mixed with CGI or just CGI, not even in-game cutscenes, but like just full on CGI that's nothing to do with the game has,
Yeah.
and then I don't hate, but next thing I don't like is when it's just all cutscenes like Metal Gear Solid 5 recently. They just show all the cutscenes so everything looks as good as possible. The Last of Us, Nathan Drake collection
Oh
currently.
yeah, yeah. They have
All,
just showing the
all
cutscenes.
they show is cutscenes. They don't show even a second of gameplay. And then cutscenes mixed with gameplay is a little bit better, or live action mixed with gameplay. And then my preferred is the Splatoon way is just gameplay. Don't
Well,
hide and just show us some damn gameplay. So, what do you think? What's the things you don't like, and what do you like for TV ads for games?
well, for sure, I do not like all live action. I think you gotta show something. I always think you gotta show something, even if it's like 5 seconds. Like at the end, they show some random animation in the gameplay. You gotta show something, show some kind of meat, and then when you have like, especially like how with the Destiny when it's all live action, you don't actually know what's gonna be in the game. I don't like those kind of trailers. Those are just dumb. And I like Splatoon. I definitely think was probably the best of this year. I mean, I remember that whole controversy, like this isn't gonna sell to anyone, and I was always against it. Still, technically am, but I mean, I think it was Australia of Nintendo, and the newest Splatoon trailers are very good. With it had like a mixture of CGI and of gameplay, which was awesome, and it looked really nice. And then now the newest ones are the competitive Splatoon stuff, which I absolutely love. That I think
Yeah,
those are
because
great.
I mean, the game looks good enough to show just the gameplay. Like
Oh yeah,
the
definitely.
game doesn't have cutscenes, so all they can show is gameplay. But they do pan the camera around into places that you can't while you play the game.
Yeah,
I do want to give a shout out to Bloodborne, which came out this year in February. The trailer was all gameplay
yeah, that's
mixed with
true.
some really cool graphics on screen. Not like game graphics, but like visual design graphics.
Yeah,
They kind of blended the gameplay. I do want to give them credit on that. The Order 1886. I mean, they weren't going to show gameplay. There
yeah,
was
they
no
weren't gonna show it.
chance. They showed
No
all
way.
cutscene stuff. That's what the whole game basically was anyway. The
Yeah,
little bit of gameplay I saw was so run of the mill. But Watch Dogs, they showed
they had like it was mostly just kind of cutscenes.
cut scenes. Um, I'm trying to think. What was the
Of,
other?
of this year, they had Kirby, which was all
I never
gameplay.
saw a commercial for Kirby.
Well, I just saw it on YouTube though. Like the
Yeah,
commercial for Kirby, they had the gameplay one. Um, I don't know what else came out even. Mortal Kombat X. I don't even remember the one. I think it
that showed a
was.
lot of cutscene stuff. A
Oh
lot
yeah, it
of.
was more cuts. I actually yeah, it was all cutscenes, and then they just said Mortal Kombat X. Who's next? They just do
I
that.
didn't know you played that game, and I asked Ms. T and Jay Fleming a while back. Like when they first showed that game, it looked like mind-blowing visuals, like full CGI quality visuals,
Uh
and
huh.
then the final game comes out and it looks barely better than a 360 game, in my opinion. Um,
Well,
And
the
you like the
360 and
game.
PS3 never came out.
I know, but it
I think
looked
I
to me, I
canceled.
thought it was an Xbox 360 game, and it was the
Oh,
Xbox
okay,
One.
okay.
Do you feel like that was a misleading ad that showed when they first showed the announcement trailer, and it looked? I mean,
Yeah,
it looked like top end CGI quality graphics, and that's not how the game ended up.
maybe I'm just blind, but at least on my TV, it looks exactly like E3 basically. I mean, like you look, especially you see the models because you know you could pan around the models. They look extremely good and detailed, and I always thought they looked really nice. And I just that Melina, I'm just saying.
I don't know. I was
uh,
watching Dashy play, and the cutscenes, especially, I thought looked terrible. But
oh well, yeah. I mean, technically, I guess technically maybe it got a downgrade. Um, but I guess I never really noticed it.
well, you love everything, so
Yeah, and
um,
especially I'm telling you, like that Melina, she looks good.
all right, I believe you. Um, And like I said, live action plus gameplay, the Mario Maker trailer. Nintendo games, when they show like live action, they just show people with a controller in their hand
Yeah,
enjoying the game. They're not like, and they've done it in the past. Like they had one where they had a Samus, I think it was Metroid Prime, and they had like a real actor playing Samus, and they kind of went that route, showed a little bit of gameplay, or at least kind of like what the gameplay looked like. They've been guilty of doing the things I don't like, many times, but overall, like Mario Kart 8, their commercials were basically
oh yeah,
just the
those were
rewind,
awesome.
the Mario Kart TV, the replays, and I mean that looked good enough where people thought it was CGI. And
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I saw a screenshot on Miiverse, and I had forgotten how gorgeous that game looked because I've been playing Mario Maker, and to who was it? Red Knight saying that Smash looked so much better to him the last time he played.
Yeah, that's what you're
And
saying.
I'm just like, it's probably because you've been so used to Mario Maker,
And the
and,
2D sprites.
Splatoon looks good, but
But there's a
nothing.
lot the anti-aliasing, they don't really do that in
Mm.
Splatoon.
And but seeing Mario Kart 8 and playing Smash again, I was reminded, like, man, these games do look amazing. So,
They do.
um, so did we
Well, that's
talk
why.
about? Oh yeah, most memorable TV ads. Do you have a memorable TV ad in your short lifetime playing games?
Well, if I look it up on YouTube, I love that Smash Brothers ad with of course when they're jumping and then all of a sudden they start fighting. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
like
just a
Pikachu and
classic.
Mario.
Yeah, I was technically alive then, but I was like a couple months old, so I didn't actually watch them. Um, but I always said that I don't know if you would count it as an TV ad because I don't know if it was on TV, but the
Yeah,
Super
they
Mario
were on
Galaxy
TV.
2 ads, the Super Mario Galaxy 2 ads, the 30-second ones that they always come out like every week or whatever. I literally was like, oh my god, I can't wait. And it was May 23rd, 2010. I love it.
Yeah, I was in Colorado visiting my brother, and I went to this like Best Buy esque store. They have a whole different chain on the West Coast and the
Uh-huh.
west side of the country, and it's way better than Best Buy. And I picked up that game day one for $40. They had it mismarked, and I was so
Wow.
happy. I couldn't play
That's
it till I got
crazy.
home, but I was so happy. What a steal!
Yeah, that's insane.
Well,
I mean,
they were only $50. The Wii games were only $50 new, but it was the day it came out, and they had it for
yeah.
$39.99. I was
I mean,
like,
regardless, they wouldn't go down to 40 for years.
no, it's probably still 40.
Yeah, I mean, Brawl, I remember Brawl only a couple, I think last year was still at $30 and stuff. It was like, oh my God.
Yeah, this topic would have been really good with Mizzy, who's an old timer like me, and Terrell, who's kind of in between age, your age and my
Yeah.
age, to get kind of a bigger spectrum. Maybe I'll bring this question up next time when we have a bigger group of guests. For me, the most memorable commercial, it's not, it's a great game, but it's not like in my top 20 or anything, but it's Super Mario Brothers 3. That commercial was like made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Like it was just people chanting Mario and like like blues and reds, and then it panned out, and
Really?
the whole Earth was like Mario's face, and it
That
was
sounds
just
pretty cool.
like it was awesome. And then probably the next most memorable one, trying to think, might have been, man, trying to think of the ads and not just the games, because Nintendo shows so much gameplay a lot of times. I'm trying to think if it
Yeah.
was an ad or not. Um, man, I can't. I just lost my train of thought. I know recently the Splatoon one, like I said earlier, I
Yeah.
thought was a perfect ad because it showed the game and it explained what you're doing using a song, whether you liked it or not. You still sing it, you still know
Yeah,
it.
I still sing it, but it's just because it's a meme, you know. But I think the newest ones are better with the more competitive one.
Yeah, but either way, they show you what the game is. They showed you what you're doing in the game, mechanics of the game. It was brilliant, and
It was just frustrating to hear that freaking girl sing.
I didn't care. I like that punky sounding music.
No, but with the vocals, it's not terrible.
I didn't I didn't mind the Squid Kid one. I was like, man, that was kind of cool. And then I saw the reaction. I got to give Red Knight credit. He was the first one to just stand up and say, that ad was perfect. Like it showed the game, not just that ad, the 4 ads. They had 4 different
Yeah,
versions.
and a lot of them were like, "We're up the wall now." It's like, oh, come on, shut up.
They explained the game perfectly in a 30-second ad. I mean,
Technically, yeah,
there
but
was no mistaking what you were going to do in that game, and I thought it was brilliant. So that and the Mario Maker one's great.
that one's very good. I love that one a lot.
So yeah, I'm trying to think. The one I was, no, my like Mario 64. I don't remember seeing ads for that. I just knew I played it at Toys R Us and wanted it. Ocarina of Time. I couldn't tell you if there was an ad for that. Like, so it's kind of. I'm not the best person for remembering details like that.
Well, I
Like
know Smash Wii U was a good one
that one was okay.
because I like how they had all them playing. They got a beef, settle it and smash.
Yeah, I like that part. I'm watching the original Smash Brothers commercial thanks to Dr. Feelgood for linking that. And it's people in costumes, Mario, Pikachu, Yoshi, and Donkey Kong in these
Yeah, it's so
obviously
good.
ridiculous costumes, but it's so brilliant because they show the game, awesome voice narrator, whatever, announcer, and Donkey Kong gets knocked out instead of stars around his head. It's the N64 logo. This is brilliant. Absolutely one of the best commercials. I never saw it till afterwards, years later.
Yeah.
I don't actually didn't even know Smash Brothers till the GameCube came out.
Wow. Well, I mean, that's not that long though.
I mean, yeah, I the N64, I was playing GoldenEye with my friends, and I didn't pay attention to much else after that game came out. So I missed Smash Brothers until the GameCube, and I was like reading about like previews and reviews of it. I was like, man, this game, people love this game, and I didn't get it. I got the game, but I didn't get it. I didn't understand what people loved about that game because I never played against other people.
Yeah.
Just played against the computer, and I got so sick of it. But anyway, it's a little off topic. But I do want to rehash this next time we get some more guests on. I think it'd be interesting to hear other people's most memorable TV ads. And yeah, so let's get on to real quick. What are your plans for game purchases, let's say, throughout October? Because October's already here. It's hard to believe, but so what are you getting for sure? Is there anything you're thinking about picking up? You already kind of mentioned a couple earlier, but why don't you go ahead and reiterate that?
So I'm gonna be getting Chibi. I have, like I said, I got a countdown. So I got my phone right here. I got a countdown app on my phone. So you got 3 days, and stuff until Chibi Robo, Ziplash, and Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection, which I'll be getting both, but I'll be at Comic-Con. My mom and probably my stepdad. No, wait. One of them are gonna pick it up for me. I'm gonna give them the money though. It's my money. And then Yoshi's Woolly World, obviously October 16th. Fatal Frame I will be picking up October 22nd. And then The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes comes out October 23rd. And Halo 5 for October 27th. So those are the games I'll be picking up.
That live action Halo ad really got you.
No, it's just it's Halo, and I know it'll be fun. So
I hope it's a good game. I've said this on the AJL podcast. I hope it's a good game,
well,
but
I mean,
I don't have a lot of faith. I mean, I'm worried that
think about it. If Microsoft screws this up, this is their only exclusive for this year that really truly matters. I mean,
pretty much.
They cannot screw it up. If they screw it up, well,
I mean,
they're screwed up.
They set that release date at E3, so they must have been pretty confident. But
And
Like
they even had a beta. They had a whole Halo 5 beta in
I'm
December
just
of
saying,
last year, and it ran really good.
you got to go in a little bit worried. I mean, you can't have total faith in them after. I know the Master Chief Collection wasn't 343 completely. They had another team, but come on, Microsoft let that game out, and I think they do the same for Halo 5. But they got more time. I don't know why they
Yeah,
decided to
I'm
get it out.
sure that I think I always thought that the Halo Master Chief Collection was rushed, but Halo 5 wasn't because
Well, they
again,
barely just showed it 3 years ago. Like it wasn't even enough to show anything 3 years, and it seems like a game like Halo needs more than 2.5 years of development. So we'll see. I hope it's good. If it is,
it's,
I'll be
I hope it
happy.
is too because that's the only exclusive coming to my Xbox One this year.
I'll be happy for Halo fans if that game's great. If it's broken, I'm gonna be laughing in your face though.
Well,
So
yeah, if I'm in school and I look and it says Halo 5 is broken, I'll be like, God damn it. I can't buy this now. So
I wonder what would happen to Microsoft, the Xbox One, and the fans if Halo 5 launches broken. But
well, I mean, what I did with Little Big Planet 3, Little Big Planet 3 launched broken, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy this game. I bought Far Cry 4 instead. But I did buy Little Big Planet later on, used. But
never got into that floaty physics and how the foreground, and you wouldn't know which way if your character's going to jump on the object in the background or in the foreground. I never cared for those games, but
I liked it. I
of
enjoyed them.
course you did. You like everything. We discussed this already. Retro to the Death, he wanted to comment on his favorite game commercial. He says it's from Secret of Evermore, which is a Super NES RPG. It showed the surreal, crazy, scary cartoon mixed with gameplay. So I don't remember that one. I'll take your
Sounds
word.
cool.
It's a
I
cool
was thinking
title.
that I feel like these next games, like especially with Fatal Frame, since it's October, they could take advantage of that and be like, "We're gonna scare you." Like,
So here's the games I'm getting. I have Chibi Robo Whiplash or whatever it's called.
Ziplash.
Ziplash pre-ordered with the stupid amiibo.
Yeah, me too.
Um, that's coming out what,
This
Friday?
Friday, October 9th.
And then I have Yoshi's Woolly World pre-ordered bundle with the freaking knitted Yoshi amiibo. Those are the last two amiibos I'm ever gonna have.
Oh,
I might sell them. I might sell the probably not the Yoshi one, but the Chibi Robo doesn't mean anything to me. So I might I don't know. We'll see. That's one of those games was gonna be on my list of Nintendo franchises I've never played as a Nintendo fan, but by the time the next podcast, I will have played one. So, and then I'm gonna try the Fatal Frame free to play. If I like it enough, I will pick it up because it's perfect time of year for a horror game, and
yeah, definitely.
the Treehouse kind of won me over on that. But I saw a lot more gameplay than I thought there was in the game, so I don't care that it's digital only. So it just makes it easier to play when I don't have to switch discs and game cases and all that. So Triforce Heroes is not anywhere near my list of games for this year. I guess if it came out and people absolutely love it, and I know a bunch of people get it, then maybe. But I'm not interested. I never got into Four Swords, and this game doesn't really look that exciting to me. So I know I'm not one of those Zelda fans that buys anything and everything Zelda if it's not a mainline Zelda game. Even the handhelds, a lot of the handhelds just I skip. So we'll see. I love Link Between Worlds also, and you never played that, so I don't know why you're getting Triforce Heroes and not the far superior game.
Because why not?
Get Link Between Worlds first.
No, I can't.
Why?
Because I don't know.
Buy Triforce Heroes later in the year or early next year. Play Link Between Worlds. I swear you won't regret it.
No, I know I won't, but I don't know. I gotta buy this one first.
No, you don't. You won't know any of the mechanics. It's just it won't make any sense to you.
I'll play online though.
Yeah,
That's
but I mean, how fun is that going to be when you're not talking to somebody?
Well, I don't know. It kind of like a Journey. You know, you don't talk to anybody, and it's just kind of Journey was an awesome game. So
Well, good luck. I still think you should take that money and try to find Link Between Worlds first. And like I said, trust me, I know these things. You will definitely get way more enjoyment out of Link Between Worlds. You'll probably put 200 hours into that game.
really,
If I put like 30 or 40 into it, then you'll put at least triple that. Um, so yeah, that's kind of my plans. We're gonna get to some questions here and comments, but first off, let's talk about that Star Wars recently released Star Wars Battlefront 20-minute gameplay. I don't know if people have seen it. Takes place on like looks like a almost a volcanic surface of a planet with some snow in the background. There's a crashed ship in the middle. So if you guys haven't seen that, let me see. Let me find the YouTube channel that has it and what it's called. All right, it's called 20 Minutes of New Star Wars Battlefront Gameplay Drop Zone on Sullust. It's PC 60 frames per second by Eurogamer, so it's a big site. Drop Zone must be just one of the game zones. So why don't you go ahead, Robert? I'll let you go first. What did you think of that 20 minutes of gameplay for Star Wars Battlefront?
well, let me say that at E3, I thought the map on E3 looked very impressive, and it looked like it was going to be super fun, and it does look very battlefieldy. I don't even know if that would be a word,
It
but
is now.
yeah, it is now. But now seeing these 20-minute gameplay, this new map, at least I don't know if it's a new map. I'm sure it is. It just looks not Star Wars. It looks like they ripped it straight from Battlefield 4, placed a few Star Wars things in it, and they were like, there you go, that's our new map, people. And it does not look Star Wars, and then they had the AK and it's making pew pew sounds. It's like I'm all confused. I'm like, I don't know what is what. Am I playing Battlefield 4 or Star Wars Battlefront? I don't know. It's super confusing, and I hope it turns out to be an awesome game, but seeing that is just like, I bet you I know. And I know that most of the maps are going to look like that. There's no chance it's not. So I don't know.
So I'm gonna I agree with you. What I saw at E3, I was like, whoa, like that. What they're pulling off there, that's pretty epic. That's
Oh
awesome.
yeah.
I might have to get that on my PC. I'm gonna wait obviously to make sure the game works. I wasn't gonna buy it blindly, but then I see this 20-minute gameplay and it's like it was literally like getting kicked in the balls. It completely destroyed any hope or hype I had for that game. You said Battlefield, like it looks just like Battlefield. It has when you die, it has like the same the lettering or the display, the heads up
Yeah.
display looks so much. It just looks like Battlefield. Um, the level looked just generic as hell. Yeah, they threw some Star Destroyers in the sky. That doesn't change the fact that this rocky terrain looks just boring and generic. The gameplay was Battlefield, and I don't really even like Battlefield that much. It's okay, but throwing a Star Wars skin on it, like you said, the AK-47 looking gun that's making laser sounds,
Yeah, just pew pew.
and it's like, what is this? And it was the same thing for 20 minutes. It was just absolutely horrendous. Yeah,
I
visually
agree.
speaking, it was a PC build, high quality textures, high frame rate, like uh, awesome particle effects. But the game looked absolutely atrocious to me as far as gameplay and just generic first person shooter. There's like little paths dug into the volcanic looking surface, and it just felt like corridor stuff, and it's like, oh my god. I hope that's just one mode. There was no flight, there was no ships you could access in that 20 minutes of gameplay. Maybe that's just one zone that's very reminiscent of a Battlefield mode, but talk about completely turning me off to that game. And I was like, I mean, I hope it's just that level's not interesting, and the rest of the game's amazing for
Yeah.
all the Star Wars fans out there and stuff. But man, that really was a blow to my excitement for that game. So
Yeah, I
that
mean,
kind of
well,
sucked.
we'll see because they got the beta on the 8th, which is only a couple days from now, and then until
Yeah.
the 12th. So I'm gonna definitely check it out. See, and I think they'll have. I don't know what maps they'll have, but I hope that one's not included.
Yeah, it's oh man, it just wasn't Star Wars. That's bottom line. Period. End of story. It wasn't Star Wars.
Yeah,
It was Battlefield.
it was
Star
a
Troopers.
PC mod of Star Wars in Battlefield 4.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Totally the flip side of what they showed at E3 during the EA press conference, which looked completely Star Wars with a little bit of Battlefield thrown in. So yeah, that's I'm still hoping for that game, but it's not that much longer before it releases, and I'm not liking what I saw there. So could it just be one boring looking map, one bad map? We'll have to see. So let's get on to one last little thing. It's nothing major, but apparently Star Fox Zero, there was a quote about the delay recently. I don't know if this is paraphrasing, but it says Star Fox is going to be insanely well polished. And
That sounds like paraphrasing.
I'm trying to the source is Spot, but I don't see a quote
Well, I
other
remember
than add more polish. So
they said like a platinum feel to it.
all right. Well, last week, Platinum Games, the studio behind the widely well-received Beta 2, has stated that the new entry in the Star Fox franchise is already running at 1080p at a butterly smooth 60 frames per second. Because that's more important than actually having enemies on screen.
Definitely.
but on the television and the Wii U game pad, that's an impressive feat.
It isn't it. However, I mean, in all honesty, it
Yeah,
is
so
technically
they're just
impressive.
paraphrasing that it's going to be insanely well polished. I should have read this a little more before, because that
I heard
doesn't.
that they also said like they wanted a platinum feel to it.
Yeah, that was also kind of a paraphrase, but
Yeah.
so that people see that 1080p 60 frames and they're gonna lose themselves, but I mean it's the art style that they chose, and a lot of people don't like it. And there's some low quality texture work in the Corneria environment, but it's either you're going to like the art style or you're not. Running at 1080p isn't going to make a difference. It's still going to have the same art style that people
Yeah.
wanted, more realistic look. It's not. It's more of a cell shaded animation style look, because that fits Star Fox better, because they use puppets to when they're talking. They actually use puppets
Yeah.
to mount, like a Muppet or something. That's how the Star Fox characters have always looked. So, but I definitely think it needed to be polished in some other areas, and we'll see. I wasn't mad about the delay. I wasn't surprised, and hopefully it comes out and it's just a fully fleshed out, polished game experience. That's all I'm hoping for. So.
But now they gotta advertise that, say 1080p, 1080p,
Yeah,
1080p.
better put that in the TV ad.
They'll put space in 1080p.
All right, so let's get to the questions, and we're gonna wrap this up. So, thanks to everybody for putting some questions out here and tuning in, even without the heavy hitters with us. No Mizza T, no Terrell, and no, most importantly, no Shelfie this week. Send her a message on Twitter, get her back on the juices loose. She had to work tonight, so that was the reason she didn't join.
Well,
But
maybe the boss could just be like, maybe the boss could come on the podcast.
I told her we were gonna badmouth her on air, but I was just kidding. She knew that. But love to have her back on. And but anyway, let's get to the Q&A here. We got a little Cray to the Bone, and he has a question. What were third-party games that you wanted to pick up on the Wii U but ended up not getting it because it was a limp port? I'd say GIMP port. Lack of DLC, lack of features. People blame the Wii U, but third parties have their share of the blame. Enjoy your podcast. Thanks, man. I was thinking about getting Watch Dogs. Before they delayed it. I was thinking about getting Splinter Cell. What was another one I was going to get? I ended up getting Assassin's Creed 4, but I regretted that. There was another third party, Deus Ex, I was going to get. And I know there's one more, but out of those games, like I said, I didn't get Watch Dogs because they delayed it, and then it looked freaking absolutely terrible when they did release it. And Splinter Cell, I ended up getting the PC version for $30, and it was one of the worst games of 2013. I hated that game with a passion. Terrible. And then Deus Ex had the way cheaper versions on the 360, PS3. And then I heard the developers say that they wanted to make all the versions look have parity as far as the visuals. They didn't take advantage of the Wii U's extra RAM or anything to try to make it look better because the publisher told them to make the game look equal across all systems. So I said, "Fuck you guys! I'm not buying it." So yeah, that's that. How about you, Robert? Any third-party games you passed on because of gimped ports or anything like that?
I always think about that, and not really, because of, like, for instance, like with Watch Dogs, I bought it on Xbox One. There was a bunch of games that that I guess, like, I bought the Black Ops 2 on Wii U much later. I bought it last year, oh, so much later, so it didn't really matter. There wasn't really any games, but there is like Minecraft Story Mode supposed to come out on Wii U. I'm actually gonna wait till it comes out on Wii U to buy it on there, just because I want Telltale to support the Wii U. And I don't know, like, I probably will buy like Deus Ex on the Wii U, actually, because I heard the gamepad features are fantastic. But other than that, no, there really hasn't been any third party that I've been thinking about buying on the Wii U, actually. And I guess a lot of it does have to do with DLC issues, and it's also because I know I'm gonna get the less version. Like, even if it's like there's gonna always be something, whether it's like more powerful on the Xbox One or PS4. Like, if the Wii U was at the power of Xbox One and PS4 and it got the third party, I would actually be buying it on Wii U.
Yeah, I mean, if they put in, and I'm not saying I'm going to buy I wouldn't have bought in every third party game if they put effort and stuff, because not every game interests me, but it would be nice to have known that, hey, I'm going to buy this game on the Wii U, I'm going to get a equal version or a good version. And that just wasn't the case a lot of times.
Yeah.
But interesting breaking news story right now. Evolve Ultimate Edition is coming to PS4 and Xbox One this November.
What the hell, really? Didn't the game come out this year?
It came out this year. I think it was February or March.
Yeah.
It won just about everybody's E3 Game of the Year 2014. And the game sold like 500,000 copies. And now had all that plans for DLC and all that. What could this? I don't even know if any of that DLC came out. I can tell you right now, nobody's playing that game. Why? What's this Evolve Ultimate Edition? I mean, that's desperation, and I'm guessing they're just trying to get some of the money back. With all that pre-hype, all that E3, every year it was Titanfall the year before. It was Titanfall and Evolve are just so hyped up, and they just didn't live up to it. They died off. That's another thing. EA said that Titanfall has now shipped 10 million units worldwide.
Crazy. That's insane.
But if you look at VG charts, the game sales are at 4 million worldwide. So they're pumping it up like they shipped 10 million, like that was anywhere near what they sold. And if VG charts is even close to accurate, that means there's over half of their shipped units still sitting on store shelves. So
yeah, I believe that.
That's pathetic. And that game, I got it for $5 on my PC. So it's not like
day one.
it's not like a lot of those 4 million. Most people probably paid 40, 30, 20 or less. You could get at the time I almost paid 20 to get all the DLC, and now I got it all for free anyway. For that $5 purchase, I got all the DLC.
That's just crazy.
No one's playing that game on PC right anymore. So anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt our Q&A for that ridiculous announcement of Evolve, that game no one cares about.
Yeah, I can't That's another game I couldn't stand. I know when it first came out, they released like $200 worth of DLC microtransactions. Like, are you kidding me? This is a multiplayer only game for $60. All that should be in the game.
I thought it was
Like
a $40 game. It was 60.
60. It was 60.
And people gave Splatoon shit for not having enough game modes and
I
stuff.
just
And
never
Evolve
understood
basically
that.
had one game mode.
Oh yeah, I never and I remember I played the beta and only like a couple. I think it was like a month before the actual game came out, and it was frame rate was terrible. I'm like, how do you expect this to ship good? It was ridiculous.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get to. We got a few more some comments here. I'll get through some comments and get to a question. Fruit Puncher, he says the Mortal Kombat ad did not convince him that it was the in-game engine, which I didn't think it was, but I hoped maybe it was.
Well,
because we were talking about Mortal Kombat X earlier.
yeah, but regardless, the game is amazing.
It might be, but I didn't think the visuals looked anywhere near what they showed. And he said Samus. There was an actress playing Samus for the Other M commercial. I don't remember the other. That showed gameplay too, though. So apparently, he says Fruit Puncher. The quote that he has was that Platinum is polishing the game in a Platinum style Star Fox Zero. So,
well, I guess they mean by like crazy, intense action or something.
I just think they just mean they're going to polish it up so that it plays like you'd expect a Platinum game and have more things to do. Probably add some challenge modes or something, reasons to go back and play the game again. Maybe a medal system better than what they had in the past for Star Fox. So I'm like excited to see. And then he says, same guy, Fruit Puncher, he's getting Chibi Robo, Yoshi, Shovel Knight, my one of my most overrated games of all time, in my opinion.
Wow, what
it's
a hater.
Not a terrible game. It's just so highly rated that it's just not that good. Fatal Frame and possibly Triforce Heroes. So basically the same as what we're getting at.
Well, I know that I forgot the Shovel Knight was coming out on retail. Forgot about that.
I didn't care. So I already paid $20 for that. I put 10 hours into it, but mostly
at least
frustrating deaths and having to start all over. Because
you gave it a try.
You would there's one area where I had all this money and stuff and I kept dying, and then you couldn't get, it was floating over a pit and you couldn't get your money there. You could retrieve it with that the anchor fishing rod thing, but in that spot you couldn't get it all back, and then I kept dying in that spot because it was just a tough area. And I went from having all this money to almost none, and I just turned the game off and basically started fresh because I was so frustrated, and I wasted not 2 hours. I probably wasted 35 minutes on that level. And I don't know, man. It wasn't just because it was hard. It just some of the level design didn't work for me, and the 8-bit music kind of wore on me. I had to turn my sound system off because I couldn't stand it.
Wow. No, see, for me, I was actually I actually didn't even know how to use the anchor or anything, so I literally just played as regular old Shovel Knight. I didn't know how to. I mean, I upgraded the hearts, but other than that,
I didn't like any of the suit upgrades really. I think there's too many downsides.
I think I chose the one that gave extra damage after the second hit or whatever, but that was really it. That was the only thing I got. Other than that, I was just I didn't know what the anchor was for. I didn't know what to do with it.
Oh, you didn't know? You didn't use your special stuff?
No, I used no specials. No, I used nothing. I didn't know because I kept going to that one level and I'm like, what do I do? And then I'll be like, whatever, I'll just go through this.
You didn't use runs where you could phase out and walk on spikes and stuff?
Oh yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. So I was like extra hard mode, but I beat it. So I'm actually an MLG pro. So
to me, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse is 10 times the game that Shovel Knight is.
I gotta play that. I still haven't played it, so
I love it. I can't wait for Half Genie Hero. Hopefully, they're saying they're trying to get that out this year, but
you love that design.
Shantae's, I mean, she's a cute character. I'm not all into her like a lot of people are, but I do like the way forward. They're artists. They have just a way to draw. Like I said this before, they're cute, sexy cartoon characters like they're cute and sexy at the same time. And I'm not one of those people that watches or looks at, cartoon sexual stuff. Like
Like hentai.
that doesn't work for me. Hentai is definitely not anything I watch. I checked it out once when I was 16 maybe. Like back when maybe I was probably like 18 when the internet was kind of getting more frequently,
Uh-huh.
or it was like high-speed internet was getting more widespread. I watched like 2 minutes of a hentai. I'm like, what is this crap? Like, people watch this because I come from a background of art, and we had some animation classes and stuff, and animation is so tedious. It's terrible. I hated it. And to think that somebody has to draw out that, like every second is 24 pictures you have to draw.
Wow. Oh
and
my God.
I'm just like, I don't understand anyone that's into that. I'm sorry, there's something wrong with you. So that's weird to me. But anyway, I don't know. You brought that up.
Well, I'll just say, you don't want to see that Mario and Peach action?
No, I don't. It's just not my thing, man. So I guess if it is and you're listening, sorry if I offended you, but I think that's weird, and I did nothing for me. So anyway, that's a topic probably not to be brought up again, but I've said my piece. All right, Retro Death, he's picking up because he lives in Europe, so he already has Woolly World and Devil's Third. They already have those games over there. He said awesome. Project Zero Limited Edition. Don't know what that is.
I don't. Project Zero. That sounds familiar. Oh, wait, that's Fatal Frame. That's Fatal Frame.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's Fatal Frame.
And he's hoping to pick up Chibi Robo. I don't know. That game's I'm not excited for it, but at work I've been kind of running out of things in my hour lunch to do, and I think having a game like that and bring my 3DS to work could definitely keep me entertained on my hour-long lunches that I have to take, and I don't need, but I have to. Fruit Puncher says he's going to check out that Star Wars video. Yeah, definitely. I'm curious what people's thoughts are. It might do something for some people, but the more that game looks like Battlefield, the less chance it has of me buying it. So that turned me off big time. Dr. Feelgood, he says he's getting the Mega Yoshi amiibo. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, you
really
buy those?
Yeah, I'm gonna get. That's why I'm not gonna get the regular Yoshi amiibos. I'm gonna get the Mega Yarn Yoshi, which is actually $40. I'm gonna get that in November. In November, I want it. It's giant. Like,
what are you gonna do? Cuddle with it? As long as they don't release a giant Inkling Girl amiibo, we'll be okay.
That might be, and then that might be good actually.
No, I'm regretting bringing that up.
Let's get a life-size Hayden Panettiere amiibo.
That would be better. Feel good asked, do you still play Splatoon? I'm going to answer that by saying on Saturday I found out that Team Art won when I turned the game on, if that tells you anything.
Wow.
It's fun. The most fun I ever had was playing squads, and Dr. Feelgood, Red Knight, and Terrell, I think, we're trying to get to that A-, and we played for a couple hours, had a blast. I haven't touched it really since then. The last Splatfest, I guess, I enjoyed. Shooters, just like online games like that, just don't hold me for much anymore, especially shooters. I just honestly got bored with Splatoon after 99 hours. I don't care about the new maps or weapons. Nothing's getting me to turn on. Probably because I have Mario Maker, and platforming is my number one genre of all time, and Mario Maker is just pure bliss for me. I love creating levels. I love playing that game. So Splatoon, and the thing that's hurting it right now is I watch a lot of football, and I can play Mario Maker while I'm watching football, and Splatoon has no off TV play. that's really been hurting it because my weekends are football. So kind of sucks. So I don't know. I'm sure I'll play it again someday, but if it had a better single player, longer single player experience, or maybe some DLC for some single player, I'd play it. But just the online stuff to me, it just gets tired. Call of Duty started getting that way with every new one. I was playing less and less, and Splatoon's unfortunately, same thing for me. It's not exciting for me anymore. And I guess if I had the right group of people, we're doing a Google Hangout, playing squads. I'm sure it would be fun. But just like with Mario Kart, I don't play Mario Kart anymore. So it's just what happens. You have a game long enough. It's just unfortunate. But I did put a lot of time. 99 hours is way more than I thought I'd ever put in that game. So. Capable Tie 7, have you 100% beat any game? Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many games that have all these little mundane things that aren't worth it to me to 100%, but Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, absolutely 100%. Super Mario Galaxy, I would say 99%. I got 2 levels left as Luigi. They're both purple coin challenge levels. I haven't beat those. I got 118 stars with Luigi. That's close.
Well, you got to get 121.
120.
No, it's because remember 121 is the
once you get
the grand finale thing,
Yeah, but that one I think is pretty easy.
No, yeah, it's super easy. It's just
I 100%ed Super Mario 3D World, beat it, got to the flagpole with all the characters, beat all the levels. Got all the green stars, 100% that. Bayonetta 2 I didn't because there's just some really challenging. I didn't get through the witch trials on that. That was really tough. So, I mean, that's just some recent Wii U games, but I've definitely 100%ed games before. I know, Robert, you must have.
Yeah, I haven't 100% a lot of games, but I have 100%ed Super Mario 3D World, which I was like a crack addict on that. I did I obviously, got to Championship Road, done it with all 5 characters. And then I also did Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, 100% in both of them, actually multiple times.
I couldn't get the green stars on 2 and some levels, man. It was just too tough, too difficult.
Oh man, again, that's another one that I love, I bleed Super Mario Galaxy 2. I sweat Super Mario Galaxy. Those games I played, like literally, I probably played Super Mario Galaxy like 18 times. Like I played those games a ton of times. And Super Mario Galaxy 2 specifically, when I got the Wii U, I rebought the game, and I finally got to 100% it with the Grandmaster Galaxy. And then you have the perfect run, which is insanely difficult, where you cannot get hit once.
Yeah, those ones are tough.
And I finally beat it, and it was like 4 a.m, and I recorded a little video like I did it. And then other than that, was also Infamous Second Son. Those were the ones I did. Which Infamous Second Son, again, I did in a couple days. It was easy, but it was super fun.
Yeah, I 100% of Donkey Kong Country, the original. And I can't say 100% of Tropical Freeze because you got to play it on hard mode. You got the time trials on. I mean, that I'll never.
Yeah,
I beat the game.
200%.
Yeah, but that's ridiculous, man. Though just doing the time trials, a lot of those golds are almost impossible. So
I also did Super Mario 64. I forgot about that. I 100% Super Mario 64.
I mean, 100% that game is just getting all the stars, and I did.
Yeah.
I mean, I never did that for Sunshine because of the ridiculous blue.
I'm still doing it. So
talk about fucking fluff to increase the game length to get it to 120 stars. Oh, you got to find blue coins and trade 10 of them for a star, but blue coins only appear on certain levels during certain. Like you go to the first world, and what was there, like 5 levels on each?
Yeah, something like that.
But it was the same game environment, but for this level, you had like go kill an enemy or clean up an area, but on the level 2 version of that world is a completely different objective. But each one had its different separate blue coin locations, and it was just talk about tedious and filler. That's why that game to me is, I don't even rarely talk about it when talking about Mario games.
I still love that
It
game.
was fun, but that part was that game was rushed. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. Fruit Puncher WayForward hasn't talked a lot about Shantae Half Genie Hero. Maybe it will be moved to next year. I believe this because the quietness surrounding Shantae's upcoming game reminds of the lead up to Persona 5 getting delayed to next year. They interviewed the creators at WayForward during the Nindies at Night, and they said they would love to have the game out this year for the holidays for sales purposes, but because it's a Kickstarter, they said their focus was releasing a finished quality product. But they said they're not ruling it out. But that's what I want to hear. They got the money to make the game. They're not just going to push it out to try to get holiday sales. They're going to polish it up and make sure it's the best game possible. And I think I commend them for that. And I can't wait. That's the first Shantae game where they actually created the game for a home console with HD, high-res, hand-drawn animation. It's always been like a DS or 3DS game first.
Yeah.
So it looks amazing. If you haven't seen the trailer for the Half Genie Hero, it looks incredible.
I haven't seen it. I still got it. Again, I still gotta buy those Shantae games. They seem like very fun.
They're fun. And took me a little bit to get into it and figure out exactly what it was asking of me, type of game it is. There's some story I kind of skipped in the beginning and I was lost, but it's kind of like a Metroid Zelda-ish in a 2D beat 'em up kind of game. I mean, it's not really a beat 'em up, but it's got every time you go to an area, the enemies are in the same spot, and you just gotta kill them. She whips people with her hair. That's how you attack.
Okay.
And so then you get a new ability. Then I can go to this area that I couldn't get to before. So it's kind of like a Metroid style Zelda-ish because it's got like dungeons, but it's all 2D side scrolling stuff. All right, Capable Tie 7. Would you rather get a new Luigi's Mansion or a good Mario Party with online?
Luigi's Mansion.
Good Luigi's Mansion. I've never played Mario Party myself. I've seen it played and
Really? You've never played Mario Party?
no.
What?
The N64 is GoldenEye. That's all I played. GoldenEye, and I played Perfect Dark and Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time. Like that was my least supported Nintendo system of all time because I was drinking age not long after I got the N64, so it's not like I was playing games a lot. But yeah, Mario Party's never been a franchise I've cared about. So, and Luigi's Mansion 2 is so damn good. Give me that Luigi's Mansion on a home console.
Yeah, I definitely want a Luigi's Mansion 3 on Wii U. Obviously, we're not gonna get it.
NX would be fine.
Yeah, NX would make more sense, but
yeah, I mean, if Mario Party had an online version, but I said this in a podcast recently, just don't give me the stupid we're all in one car and you roll and it's so random. Like actually have a board game, have a board, have each person have a character and actually play it like a board game and have it be a little bit more in depth and stuff like that instead of just completely random nonsense and mini games. So
well, I tell you what, thinking about it now with Mario Party with without the car and stuff, online, hanging out in a Google Hangout, playing mini games, that'd actually be pretty fun. That'd actually be pretty cool.
It's more fun with people in the room, though. To me,
I don't know. I never have people in my room, though.
Mario Party on the GameCube. What they had 4 on the N64, if I recall.
Yeah, something like that. They had a lot of them.
And then the GameCube ones, I never played those. So Capable Tie 7 asked, "What is the worst game you ever played?"
I can't answer that. I don't.
That's a good question for Robert, since he loves everything.
That's hard because I'm trying to think of a game
that you didn't like
that I strongly dislike. Like I only buy games that I know I'm gonna like.
I got one.
Which one is
for me? 2 games, in fact. One was given to me completely unwanted. I didn't ask for, and the other one I asked for because it was so hyped up. Everybody was praising it, both on the original Xbox, oddly enough. The first one being Outlaw Volleyball 2, I think. It's completely broken. Just completely broken. Didn't work. I mean, the mechanics are so terrible. And then the other one, and RPG fans, BioWare fans are gonna I'm gonna lose at least one subscriber. Knights of the Old Republic, absolutely, just absolutely hated that game.
I heard it was very good.
Talk about being misled by what kind of game it was. I just expected to be like a Jedi and learn how to be a Jedi and not this turn-based weird combat system and this generic characters on a generic planet that had nothing to do with Star Wars. Sorry. That game was such a sore spot for me. Got it for Christmas. I asked for it, heard all the rave reviews. Same with Rainbow Six 3 on the Xbox. Same thing. Absolutely. That system had 3 of the worst games I've ever played. That's funny. Let's go to let me think Nintendo here. I'll think Nintendo games while if you can come up with an answer.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is like those indie games, like on Xbox 360. I don't know if you remember, they had those indie games, like indie, like anyone could create those simple, weird little games. And then they have like images of half naked women, so you could click on them and pay $1 to see some half naked women. And it always have those kinds of like those kind of games, and just a lot of those were really bad and broken. I guess you could say those, but in terms of like AAA, I guess I would technically say like Assassin's Creed. I just don't care for them. I don't think they're probably not bad games, but I don't really care for them. I don't know.
Yeah. Star Fox Adventures didn't really do much for me. I know some people love that game. I didn't care for it. Meza T, we've had a talk about this already. It hurts his soul. But Banjo-Kazooie, it's not one of the worst games I ever played.
That's a really good game.
But it's one of the most, probably one of my most disappointed Nintendo published games since the Super NES days to now.
Wow.
I'm sure like Devil's Third's gonna take that trophy away from. But Banjo-Kazooie, and I just didn't care for the puzzle or the collectathon. I just didn't care for it. All the dialogue. I just want to play Mario 64. So
I liked it a lot. I mean, I only played the first world or whatever, but I'm liking it.
Oh, you just got it?
No, well, I got it from Rare Replay. I haven't played it in a little bit, but
well, you can't play it if your online's not working. Even
that's
though
true.
That's not an online game. I don't know if Capable Ty asked this last time, but somebody asked this recently. Best song from any video game. He says Gusty Garden Galaxy is his, but you can't. How can you pick one? I mean, come on.
It's too hard to pick one. Like but in terms of like the one game that probably is the best soundtrack, probably it's kind of cheating, but Smash Brothers, like Smash Wii U,
yeah,
it has from every game, so that's an amazing soundtrack.
I mean, the original Zelda theme,
yeah,
especially the orchestrated version. You got the Mario Galaxy main theme.
The Mario Galaxies are amazing. Their music, I mean, even 3D World's music is amazing.
3D World's music.
Even like Rhythm Heaven's music is good.
What's another? Donkey Kong Country games have great music.
Tropical Freeze's music is easy, one of the best of last year. Like, it was so good.
Mario Kart 8, the jazzy music, and that's awesome.
Even the main theme of Smash Brothers with the
I like that. There's so many good songs. I mean, even the Final Fantasy games on the Super NES had awesome music. Final Fantasy 3, aka 6, had great music. Child of Light had great music recently.
I mean, I don't think
But you can't pick a favorite. Come on.
Yeah, like to pick a
favorite
is crazy. No, I can't. I can't. There's too many. There's literally. I mean,
Skyward Sword theme was awesome.
And the Ballad of Goddess was amazing. I love that.
Hearing in a Zelda game, hearing Zelda's lullaby during
that was awesome.
Game that just choked you up. I mean, come on, you can't pick one.
Especially the Ballad of Goddess, in Smash Brothers, the remix, the rock one.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot. I think it sounds great. I mean, there's so.
I like Bayonetta 2's main theme.
Yeah, that was really good too. Like, It's
Shit.
we're only naming like Wii U and Wii like this.
I can't. I mean, I can't even think to other games because a lot of it's not like Call of Duties and
No,
have
well,
are
Call of
known for
Duty
the
don't really
music.
have good games.
Um,
I mean,
BioShock probably had good music, but nothing that stands out to me.
Uncharted has good music. I heard the main themes.
Last of Us had some pretty
Oh,
cool,
that one,
subtle
yeah.
little
But they
guitar
were, I like them though.
notes. Not like a song that I'd want to listen to, but just for the mood,
Yeah, like it sounds good.
it fit the mood of the song of the game.
Yeah, that was good though.
I'm sure there's been a ton of other, like Shadow of the Colossus had awesome music.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's just
I mean, even the original Halo with the
yeah, that was the best part of the original Halo. It's one of my most overrated games of all time. It's an okay game,
I'm
but
actually currently playing it, so
the
I
original,
yeah, I
you're
haven't.
playing the remastered version,
No, no,
but
no, I'm playing it on the Xbox.
really?
Yeah,
Have you got to the point where you're like going through like an alien ship and it's just corridors that
yeah,
all
I
look the
think
same?
it's like the fourth mission. Yeah,
And
it's
then you unlock the flood, and then you have to backtrack through the exact same environment where every door looks the same.
no, yeah,
It's
yeah. Actually, I was there while I was playing. I was so confused. I'm like, wait, wasn't I just here?
yeah. I mean, talk that game for how hyped up it got. I mean, it's sitting really high on Metacritic, like 95. It's
Yeah.
like that game's a 7.5. At even back then, I thought that. The best thing about it was the visuals and the banter between the Marines and the master. Like you would hear them talk when you partied up or got up, found some other Spartans. They said a
Yeah.
lot of funny things. Like that was the best part.
And
It was
what's funny is that what's crazy is that was the Xbox is the same generation that like Wind Waker came out. Wind
mhm.
Waker looks so good, while Halo just looks awful. It
Yeah.
looks terrible. It did not good look good at all.
You don't have the Master Chief Collection?
No, I don't.
I
Because I know it's broken. I was like, I'm not gonna buy
I
that.
wonder how the remastered version of Halo 1 looks on there.
Well, I remember I bought for the 360 the remastered, but I
That's
traded
the
in.
same one, yeah.
Yeah, and you were able to change it between the Xbox 360 visuals and
The original.
original visuals, which it was pretty cool difference. I mean, not really. It didn't look like Halo 4 or anything, but
All right, we've talked about that game enough on the Juices Loose, so I'm gonna cut you off. God, I didn't think we were this late. We're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna see if I can find one more question, and let's see. This one's kind of um, unique. So, do you guys think, or not unique, but something we haven't really talked about? Do you guys think that Nintendo might still release a Wind Waker DLC pack for Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U after the game is released on 3DS, or will they keep it linked to the 3DS exclusive transfer? I think 100% guaranteed the Wii U version's getting the Wind Waker DLC.
yeah, I think so too. I mean, I would like it because I always thought with with Mewtwo and stuff, I always wanted them to keep it where you had to buy both versions. I don't know.
Mewtwo. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
you
with the
can buy
Smash
Mewtwo
Bros.
separately. I mean, for
Yeah.
all the people that bought the 3DS
No, but
version.
it made me so angry. I'm like, no, keep it a Wii U with 3DS to buy both. I'm like, I want people to double dip in this game, but
I,
regardless, I think it'll be probably just like Mewtwo. They'll offer it down the line.
I think so. I think it's 100% guaranteed, and it's the only thing that could possibly get me to ever play Hyrule Warriors again. Well, I mean, like in the near future. I'm done with that game. I can't play the same areas over and over and over. I'm done with it. But the Wind Waker, if it adds new levels, new environments, then yeah, depending on the price, I'd consider it. But I think it's 100% guaranteed that you'll be able to get it on Wii U. It's just the game sold over 1 million. It
Yeah,
would make no sense to only reward somebody who why would they only reward people who double dipped and basically bought the same game on the 3DS? Like
yeah,
it's over a year later. That game should have been out this holiday, if you ask me.
yeah.
But anyway, thanks for the questions, everybody. And sticking around with just me and Robert, and not the usual gang. So I appreciate everybody who's watched and participated, asking questions. So thank you guys. And again, if go hound Shelfie on Twitter, or Google. Tell her to come back. So, because I'm sure a lot of you guys missed her because the views we got last week was ridiculous. So apparently everyone seemed to like her. So, Shelf, if you're watching this, come back to us. Come back,
baby, come back.
Yeah, I always think of Transformers, the first movie, when that song plays.
I was thinking it was Mr. Cleaner thing.
When Megan Fox gets out of the car and Bumblebee switches the radio to "Baby, come back." Yeah, that's the first time I ever heard that song, and now I've heard it since then, like on the radio. So, anyway, that's gonna be it for the Juices Loose podcast. Robert, any final thoughts before we call it quits?
Go play games because video games are the greatest things ever known to mankind. And yeah, that's really it. Go play games.
Play Nintendo, fools. That's my terrible Mr. T impression. Life's a game, play to win.
Yeah.
That's what Terrell would say if he was here. I want to say a big F you to those two for not showing up tonight. Just kidding.
Here,
we did all right.
I got my Mr. T impression. This is mine. Play Nintendo, fools.
That wasn't any better than mine. But we don't need those guys. We did just fine, just you and I.
Yeah, actually longer than I thought.
We're changing the title from the Juices Loose to the Juice and Robert show.
Featuring Katie Petitier.
And I do want to say I started watching The Walking Dead finally again. I gave up after the first episode of season 2. Got kind of frustrated with it, and I started watching it. I'm finished up season 2 today, and I got to say, Laurel, or is it Laurel or Lauren? Dang it. I think it's Lauren Cohan. Let me double check that. She puts Hayden to shame. I'm just going to say that right now.
Really? Well, you got
Lauren Cohan. She's amazing. She plays Maggie. She's gorgeous, and I don't know. She's awesome. I love her. So she's been in other shows. I've seen her in lots of other things, but didn't realize she was in season 2 of Walking Dead, and that's kind of helped me get through. She puts Hayden to shame, though. I'm just going to say that.
She is attractive. I'm looking at her all day.
So I'm going to go probably watch a couple more episodes of season 3 and and play some video games. And so, yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in to this podcast. And next week we'll try to get the full crew back and hopefully have some topics. There isn't a lot of news lately, but we'll do the best we can to keep it fun, keep it fresh. And that's going to be it. So we'll see you on the next one.
Bye-bye.